Ladies and gentlemen, from Akron, Ohio, the President of the United States. Good afternoon, my fellow Americans. I've just received word that once again, in the Middle East, conference in Cairo, which was supposed to be here, it was moved to Cairo last night because of certain considerations for the Crown Prince of Saudi Arabia and the King of Jordan, who, surprise, surprise, were not there. There's only a limited agreement. Next week, the meeting will be in Kuwait City, and it will be hosted by UN General Secretary Kofi Annan, whom I have spoken to on the way to Akron in order to have a better situation. Now, I am aware that this past week, certain stocks have impacted the bond market. To that end, in the next few days, I will be in touch with the chairman of the SEC for more stock regulations that can possibly flood money into the economy through programs like Grant Give, through programs like the U.S.-Canadian Social Security Agreement. These things are highly important. I'm open for 15 questions. Yes. Chadwick Edwards for the Akron Star-Telegram, Mr. President. My question to you is this. Seeing that the stock market is impacting the bond market, could it be said that in part it is caused by some foreign markets, namely the Middle East, and also markets like Japan, Mexico, Russia, and Argentina? We are keeping track of these things. All I have to say is that the state of this economy is still strong. It's still very strong, regardless of what the naysayers and the conservative purveyors on talk radio like Andrew House and Rush Limbaugh might say. But this market decline might affect oil prices and therefore force the Middle East to rise oil prices. I am very aware of this. Secretary Christopher visited Cairo as part of his last foreign duties as a dignitary, Secretary of State. Next week, Madeleine Albright will go to Kuwait City as her first foreign trip as Secretary of State. Now, what can I say? Yes. Otis Aftenheimer, Mr. President, the Cincinnati Star. My question to you is this. Is it true that you are making some changes in the Departments of Commerce and the Small Business Administration? Yes, I am. I have become aware of some transfers that I and others have sought. Philip Lader is announcing within a few days his resignation as administrator for the Small Business Administration, effective late February. I have already picked a nominee. Unfortunately, the traffic's held up for her. She will be at my economic summit tonight. Ida Alvarez, born in Puerto Rico. She has an wonderful education at Radcliffe She's highly recommended by my wife Hillary and by members of Commerce as a great leader and someone who can do a lot more good for small business. She will fill in when Phil later resigns. Also, Bill Mayer, who's leading the SBA's Office of Congressional and Media Affairs. On January 20th, he will be transferred over to Commerce as Deputy Secretary of Commerce for Public Affairs. Mr. Mayer is a capable communicator and a capable man to bring forth the agenda of the Commerce Department before Congress. Mr. President, why all of a sudden that changes the deck in these departments in the White House? We have seen over my first term some disorganization. I want to make changes. I want to build a bridge to the 21st century, and this is my chance to do so, regardless. Yes. Andrew Owen of the Blake Carter Show, Mr. President. My question to you is this. You're going to be meeting the former director of the Office of Congressional and Media Affairs tomorrow in hope of some conciliatory give and take regarding grant give. That is between me and outgoing Chief of Staff Leon Panetta. I will not comment. But he has obviously refused to go to the media anymore for this purpose. Once again, I decline to comment. He's a private citizen. I will not comment anymore. Mr. President, why all of a sudden the transfer of Bill Mayer from the SBA to Commerce? Number one, his wife asked him to do the transfer. Number two, because it had something to do with the disorganization going on in this administration. We needed to rearrange things and set up things the way they ought to be. Yes. Amy Ornstein from CBNC. Mr. President, regarding Whitewater, Diane Stone's tell-all book, she's been all over the media stating that you were the main genius behind Whitewater and not Mrs. Clinton. I declined to comment. Let me ask you this. The Paula Jones case is reached for opening arguments this week before the Supreme Court. Do you think the court has a chance to rule against you? I decline to comment. At one point last year, you offered the Jones lawyers to settle, but she still wouldn't settle. Would you still offer a settlement? I would. I think this has cost the American people long enough. I assume office Monday to resume my duties as president. I don't need something like this, which is tabloid trash, to pollute the White House. Let me ask you this then. Did Paula Jones know about Whitewater? I decline to comment. Did Paula Jones know about Hillary's billing records? I decline to comment. I only had that one encounter with her. Whatever she says is a complete lie.
You still think that this suit is interfering with your duties?
I decline to comment.
You still deny that you sexually harassed Paula Jones?
Let me say this one more time. I did not sexually harass Paula Jones. I did not ask anybody to lie. Never, ever, ever. These allegations are false, and I want to get back to work for the American people. Thank you.